Terry Vanderheiden here. I'm at beautiful Poppy Ridge Golf Course in Livermore, California, and I'm going to show you how I photograph golf courses. Not only do you want to be on the golf course in a beautiful lighting situation, so early in the morning or late in the afternoon, but you also want to get your camera at the right angle. A lot of times people want to use a monopod or they want to use a tripod, which are both fine, but for shooting this kind of thing, we're going to want to use something a little more extreme. And that's where we use this Extreme Monopod. I'm going to show you how this works and how you can build one yourself. So the first thing you do is go online and get yourself a CO2 material lift. The way this thing works in normal working process, construction sites will have them to lift product up to another level so they can attach a fixture without holding it the whole time. So it's run by CO2 gas, really easy to come by. You set the apparatus up, and we've added a few other things to this. We have added a remote control that's going to allow us to move the camera around while it's up high. And we also put a regular camera head to attach our camera. We also have a little wire here that we use that's going to be a safety wire so that if our camera falls, it doesn't fall but a couple of feet. And this is all operated from remotes down on the ground. You also have a viewer that'll view in the camera. It'll show us exactly what we're seeing through the camera. And then of course, a remote and fire our camera from a far distance away. Let me show you how this all comes together so you can build your own. So this unit works off of CO2 gas. You basically get these refilled at places that do welding supplies, about $20 to get a tank filled, and then you hook it right into the tubes into the unit, and then this unit fills up with air and sends the camera up high. And you can adjust its height by letting a little air out or adding a little more air. My unit has a 1/4-inch stub on the top that allows me to attach a camera, but you may have to have one of those installed yourself and have it machined on. However, it's worth it because what I do is I take 2 steps. I put on a remote head that allows me to move the camera around a little bit as well as the camera. So the first thing you do is you buy these. These are sold in security stores where they'll have security cameras, and then you attach this to the top of your lift. Then I attach some power to the head and then have a remote so I can actually move the head left or right from down on the ground. Real simple process, not a very expensive piece of equipment either. I like to then attach a regular ball head. What I'm using here is a Really Right Stuff ball head. The reason I use the Really Right Stuff is it's a shallow ball head. It's not real tall. That way I'm keeping the camera closer to the center of gravity on this. Lastly, I'm going to attach the camera to the ball head. Now what I do when I'm getting ready to set up a shot, I can set the angle ahead of time so I can get the best angle to start with. That way I don't have to put too much stress on this unit here of how far it's going to tilt. So what I like to use is a product from ProView, which is a little camera that hooks up to the eyepiece of my camera that allows me to remotely see what I'm going to see from that high angle. It really works great and enables me to see the shot that I'm trying to get. Once I send the camera up high, I have the ability to see what I'm shooting. I have the ability to move the camera head remotely, and I have the ability to fire it because I have my remote firing trigger here. So that's about all you need. The only other thing that I've added on, and it makes sense, is a strap. This is a safety strap. I hook it right onto my bracket, and that keeps the camera safe. So if it does fall, it doesn't fall on anybody, and it isn't gonna fall but a couple of feet. The last thing I always try to bring is a small ladder. With this, I'm able to get up a little bit higher and make adjustments to my camera without having to take the camera off each time. All right, so now you know how to build one yourself. Go ahead and do that. You're going to find a lot of uses for it. I use it for not only golf course photography, but I also use it for real estate, shooting buildings, and even for large groups if I want to send the camera up high to look down and see the whole group. Really a great tool. Build one yourself.